As a beginner day trader with a small account, having access to free trading tools is very beneficial. It is important that you're able to save money wherever you can in the beginning. After all, trading is a business that requires a lot of money to start out. And if you're spending too much money early on, you are much more likely to join than 95% of traders who fail within the first year. And the easiest way to save money is to use free trading tools. There are a lot of resources that allow you to scan for stocks, do basic technical analysis, check and verify SEC filings, and lastly, practice your trading and track, journal, and analyze your trading data. So in this video, we're going to cover the top 5 free trading tools that are awesome for beginner day traders. So the first tool on the list is finviz.com. Finviz is a web-based market research platform that makes market information readily available to traders and investors. The website offers a ton of free tools that you can use to generate trade ideas and find opportunities, whether you're trading stocks, forex, or even futures. I personally use finviz.com almost every day to find and verify the float of whatever small cap I am trading. I also use it to identify what percentage of the float is short and a few other key metrics. When you first land on Finviz, you'll see a snapshot of the 3 leading US indexes, a list of the top gainers as well as top losers for the trading day, and lastly, an overall view of different industries and how the largest companies within them performed that day. Using finviz.com to analyze specific stocks is fairly straightforward. If you type in a specific stock's ticker into the top search bar, you'll be brought to the stock summary page. For this example, we're going to check out AMC. This page has almost all the information that you'll ever need to know for that stock. You'll see a quick view of its daily chart, which is pretty helpful. And below that, you'll see what sector and broader market they are positioned in. Underneath that, there is a huge table with every metric available. Some key ones that I use daily for small cap trading are float, short float, and institutional ownership. If you lean more on the side of swing trading or investing, then there are a lot of metrics here that I'm sure you would consider in your trading as well. You can see the book value per share, their dividends, earnings per share, and a ton of other metrics that you can check out for yourself. Below all of this information, you'll see an extensive list of all the news releases and press releases that are tied to this company. I typically don't come here for news specifically, but it is nice to know that this section exists in case my ThinkOrSwim newsfeed or my BAM SEC research is missing something. The last free trading tool that we'll cover on Finviz is their free stock screener. You can navigate to the stock screener using the top menu bar once you're on the website and just press screener. Now, for being a free screener, this has a ton of parameters that you can filter for, and you can get extremely technical with your scans. I definitely recommend that you go through all the different filters yourself and decide if any of them would be useful for you to scan for. My general philosophy with scanners and screeners is to cast a large net in order to see a ton of stocks that might have potential. This does mean that a lot of my results in my scans will be duds. However, I have learned that being too specific with scanner criteria can cause you to miss stocks that just fall outside of your scans just barely, and that's a bummer. For example, you could pretty much copy the same exact scans I use from my scans video, and if you're interested in having a higher end scan tool, then be sure to go watch that review and breakdown too. Set exchange to NASDAQ, market cap set to small, under $2 billion, relative volume over 2, float ideally under 100 million, current volume on the day over 200,000, and lastly, price under 20. These filters will capture a wide range of small cap stocks that you can then go into individually and research. As you can see, this scan sorts in alphabetical order of ticker symbols by default, but you can simply press the column headers to rank them by your liking. Ranking by volume is the best approach to find actively traded stocks first. You can take your research a step further by pressing the charts tab to view daily charts of all your scan results. And if you don't want to see all the indicators on the chart, just press candle or line, and then you can change from daily, weekly, or monthly charts as you desire. This chart feature is a hidden gem. I have wasted so much time just typing in all my scan results into my broker's chart feed just to be uninterested in like 80% of the results. So having a quick view of all the charts immediately can speed up the process of making a nightly watch list for you newer day traders. You'll be able to quickly identify if this chart has good potential by viewing its trend, seeing how much resistance is overhead, and just being able to get a feel for the price action before you commit to researching the stock further. The second tool on our list is bamsec.com. BAM SEC is an amazing website, especially for small cap day traders. This website allows you to view all of the company's SEC filings in a very clear and concise manner. Back in the day, we used to just have to go to the SEC website itself and be met with a jumbled mess of all the filings in one table with no easy way to sort through them. However, on BAM SEC, filings are split into a few important categories. Financials shows you quarterly and annual earnings reports. News displays all of the 8K filings for news releases. Prospectuses and registrations allows you to view offerings and other types of share dilution. Lastly, proxies shows invitations for shareholders to vote on key topics. I'm sure if you've had any experience in the market, then you are all too familiar with how common it is to see these companies rob traders of their money through offerings. The worst part is that if you just spent a couple minutes researching on BAM SEC, then you could probably identify if companies are in the position to drop an offering soon and avoid taking that trade. For example, WHLM's BAM SEC shows that the last prospectus filed was way back in 2014. This means they have no active agreements to sell new shares either on the active market or to private investors at a discount. Now, this doesn't mean it's impossible for them to do an offering. However, it does mean that it's very unlikely for it to happen on the day that you're trading the stock. Now, compare that page to MINM's BAM SEC. If you look under prospectus and registrations, you can see that there are many recent filings for registrations of new securities. This is known as dilution. So right away, we know that WHLM has less dilution than MINM. And this info can help you just avoid getting caught on offerings and influence your trade decisions. So the third trading tool that we'll cover is TradingVue.com. TradingVue is a free charting platform / social network for traders and investors to use and share charts and technical analysis tools. You can view global markets, including stocks, futures, forex, and even cryptocurrency. They also have custom community-made indicators and the ability to connect your broker and trade directly off of TradingVue's website. There are so many features on TradingVue that it would need an entire video just by itself to cover them all. So in this, we'll just cover the basic features and I recommend you to explore their website for yourself later on. First, simply type in a ticker symbol or a security's name in the search bar. If you want to filter by specific instruments or markets, you can do that when the search box opens up. You'll see the type of security and what market the chart is representing on the right side before you click on any name. For this example, we're going to check out Bitcoin on Coinbase's exchange. Click on the name and it'll load up the Bitcoin chart. So some key things to point out is that you can change the time frame of the chart along the top row. By default, I have 5-minute, 15-minute, daily, and weekly, and then I can view the rest of them through the drop down directly to the right. Then you can switch between candlesticks and line chart right next to that, which I find useful for finding levels of support and resistance. To the right of that, you'll see all the controls and functions for adding indicators and overlays. Along the left side of the screen, you'll see all of your tools. All these buttons have little arrows on the right side to expand the selection further. So I'm sure that you'll find whatever you need here to do your own technical analysis. The ones that I use commonly are the horizontal line for support and resistance, and then the trend line tool just to measure percent changes. Along the right side of the screen, you'll find watch lists, the ability to add alerts to a chart, specific news for whatever asset you are currently viewing, and then all of these social network parts of TradingVue, which I won't get into right now. Lastly, along the very bottom, you'll find time frame controls so you can limit or expand how much data is loaded on the chart you're looking at. So that's a quick overview of the TradingVue.com chart view. I primarily use TradingVue whenever I want to do technical analysis of the crypto markets, and it is specifically useful since it saves whatever analysis you do on the charts. Just make sure that you are viewing your crypto on whatever market you're trading from. For example, if you're using Coinbase, don't look at charts from Kraken. They're going to be completely different. Number 4 on our list is the ThinkOrSwim trading platform. Now, I have a whole video on TOS, but it is a trading platform by TDAmeritrade targeted towards active traders. Their primary customer base is US and Canadian citizens. However, they are available in a few other countries too. Just have to ask them. I've used it for over 3 years now, and I cannot recommend it enough. It has basically all the free trading tools you would need in one package, and best of all, it's free to sign up, and they also have free commissions for all listed stock trades. Some key features of ThinkOrSwim are paper trading, market scanning, and customizable charts, just to name a few. ThinkOrSwim's paper trading is awesome because it works exactly like the real trading platform. So this means once you have proven your skills, you will be using the same exact layout so your execution stays consistent. If you end up using paper trading, make sure to adjust your account size accordingly. The account by default is 100 grand. So change that closer to what you will be using when you trade for real. For example, if you have 5 grand to trade with, make sure that your paper account is also 5 grand. You'll avoid the big mistake of over trading, using too much size, and just getting overconfident too fast by doing this first. And to do this, simply go to Activity and Positions under the Monitor tab, then press the Adjust Account button. You can manually type in the amount desired next to Set Account Cash To, then hit Apply and you're done. If you want a full breakdown of TOS paper, check out my YouTube video that breaks down all the features to learn more tips and tricks on that platform. Another part of the free trading tools package that TOS offers is their scanners. Now, when compared to FinViz's scanners, it lacks a lot of filters that you can use. However, a big bonus is that the results are real time. This means that you can use it during market hours and avoid the 15-minute delay that FinViz has. In order to access the scanner, simply press the Scan tab and then Stock Hacker. You can add filters by pressing the Add Filter button. Most of the filters that you'll be using are under the stock selection option. This will add a row with a drop-down menu of a variety of filters. Then, depending on your selection, you add a minimum and maximum value to scan for. For example, if I choose volume and then put a minimum of 500,000 and max of 10 million, this will return all stocks that fall within that volume range at that moment. You can enter as many filters as you want in order to specify your scan further. But like I said, cast a large net. Some great filters to small cap day traders are price, volume, market cap, percent change, just to name a couple. Play around with the scanner and find what works best for you and your trading strategy. Another reason why I highly recommend TOS is the fact that the charts are highly customizable. You can change pretty much everything on it. Background, color of the candlesticks, color of your levels of support and resistance, your indicator colors, and so much more. Here's an example of what my TOS chart looks like. And to change the overall settings on the chart, simply press the cogwheel along the top bar. The Appearance tab is where you'll find a lot of the visual settings for the chart. Here's what mine look like. Of course, you don't have to copy mine exactly. Make sure that you style the chart to your own liking. One pro tip for using TOS charts is to press down on your mouse scroll wheel while hovering over the chart. This will bring up your tools menu, and from here you can pretty much draw everything you would need on your chart. The main tools that I use on a daily basis are Pan to drag and move the chart around, Pointer to select different drawings and move or customize them, Trendline to draw a line between 2 points, useful for measuring percentages, Price Level to draw horizontal support and resistance, and then Rectangle to box areas of the chart for teaching purposes. Make sure to go into the settings of each tool after drawing them on your chart to become familiar with their options. For example, whenever I draw a support or resistance level, I will edit it and color code it as needed. I use red for daily chart levels, yellow for weekly chart levels, and white for intraday levels of support and resistance. As you can tell, TOS has a ton of features that we cannot cover in this video alone. So if you need more help with TOS, check out the video I recommended earlier that breaks it down even further, or check out their own resources to guide you. So the last trading tool we'll cover is arguably the most important, and that is Tradervue.com. Not to be confused with TradingView.com. This is a website that allows you to track and journal your trades. Now, this is extremely important because, as myself and many other traders have said in the past, you have to treat your trading like a casino treats their games. That means you don't want to focus on one single trade, but rather focus on the long-term profitability and edge that your strategy produces over the market. You can import your trades from almost every broker available. And if your broker is not listed in the import section, you can export from your broker into a CSV file and then upload that CSV to Tradervue with a few modifications. So the main 3 tabs to use on Tradervue are Journal View, Trades View, and Reports View. I personally don't use the Journal View section since I recap all of my trades in webinars, but this section is useful if you want to lay out your plan before you trade any stock and then gauge whether or not you stuck to your plan and just your emotions through the trading day and the trade itself. To create a new entry, just select the date in the top right and then press Create. Then you'll be able to add notes under that specific day. And once you import your trades, any trades placed under that journal entry's day will automatically be populated under it and give you the P&L for that trading day. You can search and filter your journal entry along the top and then filter by symbol, tag, and entry or exit range. And that filter will exist through all 3 tabs that we cover. Next is the trades view. And this is basically just a list of all the trades you've imported. You can order it by date, stock, and P&L if you want to see your biggest wins and losers. So the last and most important tab that Tradervue offers is the reports view. Here you'll see an overall breakdown of your profit and losses for all the trades you've imported. And if you go into detailed, you'll really get into the meat of your data. Analyzing and studying these numbers is what will turn you into a confident day trader, as there are only a few key metrics that you need in order to have long-term profitability. You'll see your average gain per winning trade here, average loss per losing trade, your win percentage, as well as your loss percentage. And that profit factor number is probably the easiest way to tell if you're trading profitably. A factor over 1 means that you're consistently profitable. And if it's negative, well, you need to work on your strategy and executions. There is a lot more you can do with Tradervue, but a lot of those features are part of their paid versions, so I won't be covering these in depth in this video. But all in all, tracking and analyzing your trading data is extremely important, and Tradervue allows you to do it very easily. So I hope this list has helped you in finding free trading tools to use and save some money. Now I'd like to turn it over to you. What's the #1 tool from this list that you'll start to use today? Are you gonna start using BAM SEC to dive into filings easier? Or maybe you'll start paper trading on ThinkOrSwim to practice your strategy. Or maybe you have a question about one of these tools or have another one to share with us. Either way, let me know by leaving a comment right below now. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. If you want to be notified of future videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell next to it. Keep up with me or ask me questions on social media, and I'll see you in the next video.